Good morning. This is cause number 2016-76511 in the interest of Mason Burton. All parties and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn. Unmute yourselves. Unmute yourself, please.
Hello?
Please raise your right hands to be sworn. Ms. Jolivet,
I'm here.
raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I swear.
Mr. Burton?
Yes.
All right. Ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
My name is Jessica Marie Jolivet, and I am the mother of Mason Royce Burton.
All right, sir, your name and your relationship to the child.
Miguelito Burton, the father of Mason Burton.
All right, and representing the Attorney General's office.
Sharday Parker, Your Honor.
Appears we have a suit for modification of child support and we're having a hearing. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have any stipulations?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let's proceed.
Your Honor, the state will to take judicial notice of the previous order case entitled Agreed Order Establishing the Parent-Child Relationship, which was signed on April 10th, 2017. And in that order, Mr. Burton was ordered to pay $0 in child support and $0 in medical support.
Let me pull that up.
Okay.
Okay, I see that. We'll take note of that.
Your Honor, the state would like to call Jessica Marie Jolivet.
Okay.
Ms. Jolivet, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Jolivet, when you signed the previous order, child support was not ordered because it said that you guys had a mutual agreement between yourselves as it related to child support. What was that agreement?
We agreed that if I needed any assistance with the care of Mason, that his father would assist me in taking care of that. And at the time, our son was 1, so that pertained to childcare, diapers, food, and things of that nature.
And since the signing of that order, has Mr. Burton helped you in regards to Mason?
In October of 2019, Miguelito sent me $140 through Cash App, and that is all I have received since our visit in 2017 with you guys.
And did you request for him to, did you make requests for him to send money for things such as daycare or diapers?
Daycare, diapers, supplies that may have been needed at daycare. He just started kindergarten on Monday. I haven't spoken to Miguelito in 2 years. However, I had requested it and he told me he would not assist me. And he said 2 things. He said, I don't help you because you have it. And I believe I sent that documentation in. He said, you got it. And then also he said he would wait until the child support court made him responsible for taking care of Mason.
Okay, and do you have any knowledge of whether or not Mr. Burton is working?
From what I am aware of, Mr. Burton is still a drug dealer. So I know that he does have a means of income in that way, although illegal, yes.
Okay, and to your knowledge, do you know if Mr. Burton owns a home or he owns a car or any of those things?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Burton, he lives at actually 1611 Grand Valley. It is in the Ponderosa neighborhood. He has built a home from the ground up and he drives a 2015 Mercedes S550.
And you said he's built the ground up recently?
Yes, it's been taking a couple of years to do so. I actually sent that video in and attached it to the case.
Okay, and what type of health insurance do you have available for your son currently?
I have health insurance through the school district that I work for, and health insurance is very expensive. So it's about $500 for myself, my daughter, and my son. And we have the lowest plan that is available because that's all I can afford
Okay, so you said it's $500 per paycheck or per month?
per month, monthly.
And it's you, Mason, and another child on that
Yes,
insurance,
yes,
correct?
that's correct.
And you're asking that Mr. Burton be ordered to reimburse you
Yes, ma'am.
for the medical cost?
Yes,
And out of that $500 that you said is monthly, does how much is there? Does that also include dental?
that does include dental.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness currently.
Mr. Burton, do you have any questions of Ms. Jolivet?
Yes, I have a lot of questions, Your Honor. Is it my turn to
Okay,
speak?
fine. Okay. So ask a question, all right? Ask her a question.
In 2017 or 18, when we went to court, you said that we agreed on paying an amount. Wasn't it the judge that ordered you, kicked you out the courtroom because you kept going off and cursing in his courtroom, and they gave us a 3-year set off or something like that to come back to child support court?
That is incorrect, Mr. Burton.
All right.
That's correct or incorrect?
She said that was incorrect. And it really doesn't make any difference for today's hearing.
Well, I know it doesn't make a difference, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of stuff that she's saying is false, Your Honor, is what I'm trying to say. She's saying that we came up with an
All
agreement.
right, ask her
and
the
that's
next
why-
question. Ask her the next question, please.
Okay. I haven't seen you or Mason in 2 years, correct, Mrs. Olivet?
That is correct.
Is it because I had to put you in jail and put a restraining order on you, Ms. Olivet?
That is
Your
incorrect.
objection, relevance.
Sustained.
It's not irrelevant because I'm trying to make a point where I'm a single father. She's painting me as to be a drug dealer, as to be some type of big time drug dealer that's building a house up from the ground up that drives a Mercedes. You can look at the DMV. I don't own a car. I don't have a car right now. Coronavirus really messed everything up. I used to have a construction business.
All right, sir. It was that was I sustained that objection. It's irrelevant.
Okay. Mrs. Olivet, when we last spoke, your insurance was $180 a month. It was originally $120, but it was extra like $50 to $60 added on for Mason. Isn't that correct? And not the true $500 that you're claiming it to be?
That is incorrect. We've never spoken about insurance, and the $500 is for myself, Mason, and Malaya. Judge, I do apologize.
Well,
I am a school teacher.
Ma'am, you just answer the questions right now. I'm going to allow both of you to say something later.
Okay.
But right now, you're on the witness stand, and he has a right to ask you questions.
Okay.
On this case. All right, go ahead, Mr. Burton.
Mrs. Olivet, have I offered to pay child support even when we were in court the last time? I'm the one who wanted to pay child support, and you told the judge that I'm a drug dealer and it wasn't enough money and you wanted more money, and that was the reason the judge gave us a 3-year set off?
That is incorrect.
Wow. I'm not getting nowhere with these answers, Your Honor, because they're not.
All right. Do you have another? You pencil witness then? Miss Parker, call your next witness.
Your Honor, the state calls Miguelito Burton.
All right.
Mr. Burton, last time you were in court in 2017, did you not sign the order that said that you guys had an agreement to zero child support?
Yes, I signed an agreement that I didn't have to pay child support for the next 3 years. I didn't sign an agreement that I didn't that it was zero child support. I mean, I didn't have to pay child support for the next 3 years because she wouldn't accept it. The child support that they were trying to make me pay, which was the 180 plus the $50 a month for insurance. She didn't want that.
Okay, Mr. Burton, but you signed the order that said you were going to pay $0, correct?
Correct?
And Mr. Burton, are you currently employed?
Excuse me?
What'd you say? Are you currently employed?
No, ma'am.
How long have you been unemployed?
Since March of 2020, since coronavirus started.
And are you receiving unemployment benefits?
At one point I was. I'm not anymore.
And how many other children do you have that either live in the home with you or that you have a child support order for?
I don't have an order for my youngest son, but I paid money to him. My two daughters, they live with me. I recently just let one go live with my mother because I couldn't afford to have both of them. Because when they stopped my unemployment, they also stopped my food stamps and Medicaid. And it just got hard, so I let my daughter go live with my mother, and one of my daughters living with me until I get back on my feet.
Okay, so one child lives in the home with you and the other two children do not live with you and you do not have a child support order for them, correct?
No, I have custody of my two daughters. I have full custody.
Sir, but does she live in your house? Do both your daughters live in your house?
My oldest daughter does. My youngest daughter lives with my mother since school started back in August of this month. I mean, she's been living with me all the way up until right now. I mean, she still comes over every day, but I mean, she has to catch the bus from over there and eat from over there.
I need to know the ages, Miss Parker.
17 and 15.
All right.
And I have a son that's 13.
And you said you have full custody of your two daughters, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have paperwork stating that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you did that through a court case or was
Yes, ma'am. I got divorced back in 2000 and I want to say 16, 15, and we got the court order from there.
Okay, and do you have private health or dental insurance available for Mason?
No, ma'am. All my kids are on Medicaid.
Okay, and you said you hadn't spoken with Ms. Jolivet in 2 years, correct?
More like almost 3.
Okay, so then you have no idea how much she currently pays for health insurance, do you?
I've spoken with her on the phone, but as in like seeing them and all that, no, I haven't. But yes, I've spoken with her on the phone. I sent her some money. Like I have had brief conversations with her.
3 years ago? Or
no, ma'am. Probably about not this year and not last year during coronavirus. So I would say 2019.
Okay, so you haven't spoken with her since 2019. And after
around October.
Okay, after you signed this last order, how consistently have you been sending her any type of financial support for Mason?
I mean, I didn't know. I don't know where she's at, where he's at. I don't have a phone number on her. I had to send her to jail for her being violent, and I had to put a restrainer on her. And ever since then, I haven't seen her. That was in July of, I want to say, 18.
Okay, so in July of 18, since July, but she said
19.
You sent her money. Okay, she said you sent her money via Cash App in 2019.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke with her briefly. You know, of course, I tried to see my son. I mean, but you know, when I had a court case against her, and I restraining orders, and restraining orders went over to a year. It was like 6 months, and then I had got another restraining order because of other stuff she was doing, so it went to another year. So I really couldn't make contact with her, but I do be missing my son, and I shot her some money that I had. I mean, I was trying to, you know, I try to do what I can.
Okay, but it's not consistent.
But no, I ma'am.
It's not consistent, correct?
No, ma'am, it's not consistent.
And that was even when you were employed, correct?
No, ma'am, that's not true. I was employed at the time. That's the reason I was able to send them some money in 2019. And when
Okay.
2020 came, in March, when coronavirus came, is the reason that my business failed.
Okay, so you said you sent money in 2019 in July.
2019, 2018. No, July is when I believe I sent her to jail.
Okay, well, when's the last time you sent her money in 2019 since you were working for the whole year of 2019?
I didn't have to send her money in 2019 because I was able to see him all the way up until I sent her to jail. So I was buying stuff, buying shoes, buying clothes. We were going out. She was letting me see him all the way up until I sent her to jail. And ever since I sent her to jail and had the restraining orders against her, I haven't seen her, heard from her, anything.
Okay. And are you currently looking for employment?
Yes, ma'am. It's kind of hard for employment because due to coronavirus, and Mrs. Jolivet wrote a book about me, which messed up my construction business because everybody's looking at me as a womanizer, as a woman beater, as a drug dealer, as a person that I'm not. And it's really hard in my community because she wrote a book and gave the books out for free. And everybody's, I was starting to do pretty good in my construction business all the way up until that. And then coronavirus hit on top of that. And it's just been hard on me.
Okay, and Mr. Burton, do you believe that you should be providing some type of financial support for your child?
Of course.
And do you believe that the support you should be providing should be based on the child support guidelines?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness.
Ms. Jolivet, do you have any questions for Mr. Burton?
I don't have any questions.
All right. Ms. Jolivet, was there a restraining order? Were you put in jail for anything?
Yes, I was, for I'm walking away, for the destruction of his windshield. However, he served 51 days for beating me, and he was also served 2.5 years for beating me in 2015, which can be looked up on the Harris County website. It was March 9th that he was arrested for abusing me, and he was arrested for assault and beating Brett. And since then, he has falsely had me arrested. I do admit that I did bust his windshield, and I think it was July of that year because he would not give me my son back and spat on me and told me to pick that little nigga up off the ground.
Wow.
Okay, so you're saying that Mr. Burton was arrested and jailed and convicted of some type of assault on you?
Yes, it was. He received time served. He served 51 days.
Okay, ma'am.
It was in
That
2015.
would be of record, right?
Right, it's March 2015.
March 11th.
She said
2015, March 9th.
March 9th, 2015. Okay. And this, that was way before you had this,
Our son was born.
this order, right? That was like 2 years before you had even came
Correct.
to an order on child support.
Yes. I have sent in documentation where he says he hopes our son dies.
All right, Mr. Burton, is that correct, Mr. Burton? You were charged with assault.
I was charged and the case was dismissed, Your Honor.
The case was
And
dismissed.
she wrote, yes, sir. She wrote statements. I have the statements. She said that she lied. She wrote grievance against the Harris County, saying that they pressured her into doing it. I wasn't at the house at the time, and she came up with some kind of false allegations, saying that I choked her. There were no marks or anything. She said that I choked her. I went to jail for choking.
Your Honor, this is
another one of these. I'm just sort of trying to get to. I'm trying to. No,
I'm
sir,
beating her or
sir. I'm talking to Ms. Parker. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this, Ms. Parker. You know, there are certain cases that.
Your Honor, but the only thing that's on file that we're modifying here today is the child support. Whatever.
And do you have a recommendation?
Yes, I do.
And what is it?
The recommendation is that guideline child support be set, that his child support be set at $180 per month, and that medical support be set at $113 per month.
That's a minimum wage
Yes,
amount
yes,
with
yes.
two other children?
I gave him credit for one other child. Because he never said, I asked him, did he have a child that lives with him? He said one. He said he had two other children that didn't live with him and that he didn't pay child
One
support.
one lives with him and he has custody of both, and one lives with his mother
What she
He
just said,
doesn't have custody of both.
what
while
she
she's
just
going to
said,
Yes,
school.
yes, I
what
do.
she
I have
just,
them in both in the same school. They both in the
Okay,
same school
hold
all the way
on,
up
Mr.
until this
Burton.
year.
Hold on, Mr. Burton, and hold on, Ms. Jolivet. I'm speaking with
yeah,
Ms. Parker.
the first time I heard that he had custody of, and then one of them was living with his mother is when we got on here. He just said that one lived with him and the other two did not live with him, and he didn't have a child support order for them, because that's what I asked him.
Is that correct, Mr. Burton?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, she didn't ask. She just asked me how many kids were living with me. I mean, I didn't just thought that my daughter's living with me right now, and we didn't go into detail or anything like
All right.
that. She didn't ask me if I had custody of any of my kids.
All right. What is the minimum wage standard there on the child support?
Are you asking for, you want two child?
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second, Aaron. I have to pull up the screen for that. Give me 1 second.
That'd be 16%.
Yes. That would be 164 and still the 113.
And Miss Burton, you say your insurance is $500 a month for you and your two children. Is that correct?
Miss Jolivet, yes, sir.
And I'm
$500.
sorry. And what would it be just for you?
I think it's about 196. Dang it.
Oh,
Hold
I'm
on.
sorry, sir. Did you ask? Oh, okay.
hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear anything. My phone must have lost signal for a second.
All right. The court will grant the modification. Father's ordered to pay child support in the amount of $164 a month, cash medical support in the amount of $152 a month, beginning September 1st, 2021. Anything further, Mrs. Parker?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Will
Thank you.
this be backdated again now?
It's beginning next month. He said starting